due to speak. But let's cross over to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where our team is standing by. Seth Olale is there, Olive Barrows is there, and Stephen Leto as well. Let's cross over to them directly. In fact, Olive, good morning. It's good to see you there. What's the latest from where you are? What do we expect today?
Good morning, Kenya. Good morning, Africa. From Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The sun is out. It's hot fairly. 23 degrees centigrade from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Right at the lawns of the African Union Commission, opposite the main AUC tower. The sky is blue, an indication of siku njema huonekana asubuhi. With my colleagues, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Seth and Olive. By the way, it's been a busy day yesterday, but today looks even busier, Olive.
Well, it's the second day of the 46th ordinary session of the Executive Council, which is made up of the foreign affairs ministers. So they have an agenda, and so they have just today to complete that agenda. So I imagine there'll be a lot happening within the plenary. Although yesterday they had an open session at the very start, then it was closed for the rest of the day. And so it fell upon you and Seth Olale to get insider information.
Yeah, and so Seth, is the closure or is the Ministerial Executive Council meetings today again going to happen in closed doors? Because we saw a late evening, a late evening end of the poll of electing the new commissioners, where we saw the DRC's insecurity in the DRC has costed Rwanda a seat in the African Union Security Council.
Exactly, and you also saw Nigeria sweeping the political, administrative, executive seat. And this one just tells you, what to expect in the Heads of Summit meeting that is going to come up tomorrow. But also activity today, Leto and Olive, because we expect some heads of states. Remember, we have 35 presidents who confirmed attendance.
And Olive, talking of the 35 heads of states who are taking part, remember there are countries that are not taking part in the vote, 6 of them, which means 49 votes are expected in this vote. Yesterday we saw Anglophone sort of taking majority of the commissioner seats elected that were elected yesterday by the ministers. Is this trying to show this Anglophone Francophone contest that Anglophone has won in the first round of commissioners?
That was what was cited in 2017 when Kenya had another candidate it had very high hopes for, and it is, if you speak to officials from that time, still an emotional subject because they felt like Kenya's neighbors did not back her. So then part of the argument was this was Anglophone Francophone, but this time, as you know, it's a rotational thing since 2021, I believe. So you have regions in the interest of transparency and also just equitability.
Absolutely.
So I'm not entirely sure how that will play out where the AUC chairmanship and deputy chair is concerned, but we'll wait and see.
Seth, remember the main candidates, the 3 candidates, have all been crossing from the north to the south, from the west to the east of Africa. And we saw Raila Odinga concluding his meeting yesterday with President Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi in Bujumbura. And how has Raila Odinga's crisscross across Africa put him, especially in terms of solidifying all the blocks and getting something to his voting table?
Very important, because the focus has been in the last 1 month has been particularly the SADC region and also the Maghreb, that is the North African states. Remember that there are 2 swing votes here. We're talking about the Central Africa region, which is very, very crucial for the Raila campaign, and also we're talking about the Maghreb, the northern part. You should know also, Leto and Olive, that it is at this particular region where Kenya's presence in terms of dominance through embassy and mission placement is the least. For example, you'll have at least 2 missions in the entire Central African Republic, where there is the likes of Chad, the likes of Sudan. So you really, really need to put a lot of effort in these particular regions. But also Somalia is very key, because I'll tell you what, Leto, Somalia declared that they're going to support the Djibouti candidate way before even the unveiling of Raila Odinga here in Addis Ababa in November.
Even as the blocks, each candidate tries to scoop a vote in each block. We have seen that today President William Ruto is landing here at in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and holding a joint meeting with Raila Odinga in a sort of a dinner. 2 days left. Will Raila Odinga and William Ruto pull a last one? Will there be any change of mind in the heads of states who will be taking part in the vote, especially between now and tomorrow ahead of the Saturday vote? I mean, today's dinner by Raila, Ruto and all the African states that will be invited at the Sheraton, will that change or tilt any of that in favor of Raila Odinga?
Definitely the undecided votes, there are those who are really waiting, for the last minute persuasive, skills. But remember, at this particular letter, I'd bet that most of the member states have already decided who they're going to vote for. But this particular interaction is crucial. Why? And that is the very reason you have Ali Yusuf Mohammed, the Foreign Affairs Minister for Djibouti, who's also a candidate attending the interministerial, because
just
it is a way of interaction.
Absolutely.
It is a way of persuasive, last
in
minute.
Fairness, he is the Foreign Affairs Minister for Djibouti, and this is a gathering of Foreign Affairs ministers in Djibouti.
He has to represent.
But on the question of undecided votes, and I would say, given our experience in 2017, perhaps let's not count our chicks before they hatch.
Absolutely, like Olive says, you do not count your chicks before they hatch. And that is exactly what, the Kenyan delegation, we understand there is a huge Kenyan delegation coming to Addis Ababa, because that is why the Ministry of Foreign Affairs yesterday, that is Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, had to intervene and set the record straight that they are coming on their own pocket money. I mean, because there was concerns that the Kenyan delegation could be funded by the GOK, but that seems to be the other way around. Kila mtu ajitegemee. But according to what we saw from Musalia Mudavadi yesterday, he was, putting a bright face, just trying to say that things are okay. Ni kama anaambia baba, maintain hivyo hivyo. So that's where we ended from the back crew led by Robert Karanja, Gitonga, Felix Orare, Mike Ndegwa, as well as Kevin, all doing a good job. Of course, this is just a start for today. We have a back-to-back and wall-to-wall coverage from the AUC Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Back to you in studio. Maintain hivyo hivyo.
Thank you, Stephen Leto, Seth Olale and Olive Barrows. Exactly what I maintain. Vivyo hivyo pale Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. And gentlemen, we're really pressed for time. Sige, just 2 minutes, quick response, and also you too as we